Well, we all knew that going into Game 5 that Golden State would be highly motivated. They don't want to be embarrassed and remembered for winning 73 games and not even making it to the NBA Finals. So they were going to be amped up at home. And, you know, I kind of had a feeling like OKC might not win Game 5. And they didn't. Stephen Curry was much improved. 31 points and 6 assists. Klay Thompson had 27. Andrew Bogut went from being Andrew Bogus to Andrew Bogut again. I think he had something like 15 points and 14 rebounds. Draymond Green stepped up. I think he had like 11 points and 10 rebounds, like 4 assists or something like that. Sean Livingston had a good game coming off the bench. Excuse me. And the other guy, I can never think of his goddamn name. I think it's Splites or something. Spites. He was big. Come off the bench. They made some adjustments. Steve Kerr made some adjustments. The small ball, which has been criticized by many, had been essential in them winning NBA record 73 regular season games and have given opponents fits. But against OKC, this lineup has struggled. So Steve Kerr made some adjustments. He played his bigs more in this game. He went big. And that gave Oklahoma problems. Be that as it may, Oklahoma City still, despite giving up 39 fucking points in the fourth quarter, Oklahoma still had a chance to win this game. And that should be disconcerting to Golden State Warrior fans. Despite playing this well, they still, speaking of Oklahoma, had a chance to win this game. I don't want to put the blame on one guy. I don't. It's never usually just one guy. But Russell Westbrook deserves a fair share of criticism in this game. He had a magnificent stat line on the surface. I think he had like 31 points. I don't remember his numbers exactly, but I think it was like 31 points, maybe 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 8 steals or something like that. I mean, just a crazy stat line or something like that. But he also had 7 turnovers. And some of those turnovers, I remember in the third quarter, were critical, like junctures, and it could have led to different point swings. Like, Russell Westbrook is a very competitive guy, but sometimes he gets too, I know he's very confident. I remember Kobe Bryant once said he's the only guy in the NBA that had his like DNA or something like that. But sometimes he gets too caught up in the one-on-one and gets out of the team concept, and that's when the Thunder get in trouble. That's when they get in trouble. And he was going 1-on-2 and sometimes 1-on-3, and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck are you doing? And there's sometimes Russell Westbrook and Deion Waiters have this habit of over dribbling, and they dribble too fucking much. The ball gets a little bit away from them. The defender swipes at it, turnover. And that pisses me off when they do that, man. Stop all this over dribbling. And then also, even though Russell hit his 3-pointers last night, he's not a great 3-point shooter. I get irritated when he pulls up for these long 3-pointers all the time. Like, I don't know. The 3-point shot really has killed the NBA, in my opinion, man. It's too much of a good thing. And Russell, I don't know exactly what he's shooting for this series, but it was 11 of 28 last night. If I had to take a guess, he's shooting like 41 or 42% for the series, which is not good at all. Kevin Durant had 40 points last night, but he also shot poorly, only 12 of 31 from the field. These guys need some help, too. Many of OKC's supporting cast did not show up last night, with the exception of Anthony Morrow, who is one of the great historic three-point shooters of all time in terms of percentages. I know Steve Kerr's number one. I believe number two, it ranges because it's really close right now. I think it's Stephen Curry. Then I think under him is Chicago Bulls nemesis Hubert Davis. But I think Anthony Morrow is like in the top 5 or 6 all time, like 43%. I know Mark Price is in there somewhere, as well as the late great Drazen Petrovic. They're somewhere in that top 10 all time with 3-point percentage. But Anthony Morrow is a tremendous 3-point shooter. He was big for OKC. Once a Golden State Warrior himself. But yeah, the turnovers really killed them, man. Rebounding, Golden State did a much better job. I think both teams had 45 rebounds apiece. Golden State did a much better job at distributing the basketball, and the assists were way up. Like I said, they won 120-111, and the series is now 3-2 OKC. But I thought OKC should feel pretty good about themselves because they were still into this game. And trying to think of anything else I want to say. The scene shifts to Game 6. And Game 6 will be in Oklahoma City. And I think that that's as far as the series is going to go. I think that this is just me, man. I think Golden State's going to get hammered in Game 6. Blitzkrieg! I just have this feeling that OKC is going to say, fuck this, we're not going to Golden State, we're going to take care of business at home. And I think it's going to be a shellacking. I'm putting emphasis on it because you're hearing it first now. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be potentially yet another blowout in this playoff of fucking blowouts. I think it's going to be at least a 25-point win. I just have this feeling. They're going to come out, and you know, a lot of times benches play a lot better at home than on the road, as we saw last night. I think Golden State's going to miss a lot of fucking shots in the stretch. You know, I don't know. And, I do want to say this too. There was some talk about, you know, Russell Westbrook laughing when he was, when Kevin Durant was asked about, you know, Stephen Curry and was he a good defender and could he guard Westbrook or whatever. The guy doesn't even fucking guard the other team's best players when it comes to point guard position. Now, is Stephen Curry a horrible defender? No, he's not a horrible defender on the level of a James Harden. He does give effort. But he's not a great defender. Yes, he leads the NBA in steals. Yes, he does. Okay? Yes, he leads the NBA in steals. And other great defensive players led the NBA in steals too, such as a Michael Jordan and a Gary Payton. That's true. You know who else used to get a lot of steals, though? Michael Adams. No one would call Michael Adams a elite defender. You know, Allen Iverson used to lead the NBA in steals, too. But Iverson was not a shutdown defender. He was adequate, but he wasn't a shutdown defender. So steals isn't the only measure of defensive skill set. But anyway, that's it. The series is 3-2. Tell me what you guys think.